Hey guys, this is Haley with the Subconscious Oracle. I know I did a tarot read yesterday. Something's calling me to use these Osho Zen cards. I haven't used them in a few years now, and I just feel that I need to pull a collective read. They all have very different meanings. I will be referring to the guide for them. Please click like and subscribe if you'd like to see more messages. I hope to be doing a lot more. I hope to be doing a lot more that are targeted to certain signs, but I just feel today we're in the end of the retrograde. Well, we're not in the end. We have 6 more days, the 24th, and then that residual energy still hangs out. But I would say the retrograde is winding down, and if anything, you're in the thick of it. I feel there's a lot of people seeing things in their past and looking at them in a different way now. Seeing things that have happened, seeing situations that they were in, obstacles they faced, places they were, people they were around, and kind of looking at everything in a, well, in retrospect kind of manner. I know that rings true with me, but I just feel that that's kind of a collective feeling. Like now with this retrograde, there's a lot of realization for things. So let's see. I think I have to shuffle these again. Let's see. I just want to see what message these Osho cards have. I feel there's a lot of people feeling very split in themselves on how they should feel, on whether to go back into a way of feeling and thinking or move forward, but kind of knowing that that forward motion is the motion they should go in. But there's some resistance, some pull, which is the retrograde. So spirit guides, angels, I have shuffled these cards. What cards do we have for the collective? So the first card that came out in this deck is existence. It's very beautiful. It reminds me of the star, probably because of the stars in it. She's sitting in oneness. The number is 1. I'm going to go ahead and pull the book for that. We also have sharing, but it's coming in the reversed position here. Okay. And then we've got past lives, which actually resonates a whole lot with what I just said, right? We're talking about the past. We're talking about letting things go or carrying on with certain things or just knowing whether we should or we shouldn't. So with that being said, I am going to refer to this book, and excuse me, because the way it, if you are familiar with this, it's not the easiest book to kind of reference. So you will have to give me a minute. Okay. So existence, the first card. And I think it's just really beautiful. It has such a sense of calmness and serenity about it, which I like. This says here, this naked figure sits on the lotus leaf of perfection, gazing at beauty of the night sky. She knows that home is not a physical place in the outside world, but an inner quality of relaxation and acceptance. The stars, the rocks, the trees, the flowers, the fish, and the birds are all brothers and sisters in this dance of life. We human beings tend to forget this as we pursue our own private agendas and believe we must fight to get what we need. But ultimately, our sense of separateness is just an illusion, manufactured by the narrow preoccupation of the mind. Now is the time to look at whether you are allowing yourself to receive the extraordinary gifts of feeling at home wherever you are. If you are, be sure to take time to savor it so you can deepen and remain with you. If on the other hand, you've been feeling like the world is out to get you, it's time to take a break. Go outside tonight and look at the stars. So the part that really got me in the beginning of this, right, was acceptance, that word acceptance. And I think that that has to do with a lot of these past things that are coming up with this retrograde. And there comes a point that whether things are good or bad, we need to accept them for what they are. And I think a lot of people are seeing things for what they truly are right now, things that in the past they looked at in an incredibly different light. And it's kind of taking that time to just go within and see it and accept it. And it could be bad. It might not be the best feeling. I will read a little bit more. I'm not going to go crazy because obviously there's a lot of stuff. And I feel like me, I kind of lose my attention span real quick. It says you're not an accident. Existence needs you. Without you, something will be missing in existence and nobody can replace it. That is what gives you dignity. That whole existence will miss you. The stars, the sun, the moon, the trees, the birds, and the earth, everything in the universe will feel a small place is vacant, which cannot be filled by anybody except you. This gives you a tremendous joy, fulfillment that you are related to existence, and existence cares for you. Once you are clean and clear, you see tremendous love falling from all dimensions. So I feel whatever it was that you thought maybe gave you worthiness in the past, and now you kind of feel a sense of loss for that, because I know, like, and me too, if I look back at things that have happened in my life in certain situations, the things that you thought bought you your worth and your value, when they change, it's very hard to find out who you are. And I think it's a time to kind of feel one without those things and be okay with it, and kind of see those situations, places, people, things, jobs, surroundings for what they really were now. Because when I have a reference, it's like when you're in the fishbowl with the other fish swimming around, you don't know what's going on. When you get out of the fishbowl and kind of observe it, you get a way better picture of what's really happening. And I think this Mercury retrograde is calling for that a lot. So then we had our sharing in the reverse position. So in the upright position, it's sharing. Look, she's offering, she has a candle. So in this reverse, I don't know whether this is stating right now a feeling of you're not sure if you could share, you don't want to overshare, you feel like someone hasn't shared with you. So I am going to reference this book again, obviously, for these cards because they are a little different. And I believe they do fall in the suits because, you know, there is water, earth, and air in these. And I think this might be along the line of fire. So let me pull it. But I do apologize because it's been a minute since I've read it. Let's see. Whenever I go to the reference in here, it's like a reference of books to get on this particular topic, and it's not a reference of the cards. Okay, here we go. Sharing, sharing, sharing. Where are we? I passed it. I do apologize, but I don't pre-pull cards, so you get what you get when I finally get it. Here we go. Queen of Fire. So it is a fire card. 50. So that's going to be your Queen of Wands, but it's your Queen of Wands in the reverse position. So if you are familiar with, you know, regular tarot, Queen of Wands in the upright is very go get them, very you know, put it out there, do the thing. I feel like there's a little bit of being held off here, like I said, with the sharing. So it's the Queen of Fire. I'm sorry, my phone had an emergency alert and I'm using my phone to do these videos, so that was strange. It was all right. So yeah, we have sharing, okay? And we were saying the Queen of Fire, you know, she's a queen, she can afford to give. It doesn't occur to her to take inventories or put things aside for later. So this is somebody that has everything and she dispenses it without limits. You know, she's a sharer, she's a lover, she's a nurturer. When we read this in that reverse position, because I believe it does take, it does pull that into focus on here. As you move above to the fourth center, that is the heart, your whole life becomes a sharing of love. The third center has created the abundance of love. By reaching the third center in meditation, you have become to overflow with loving compassion and you want to share it. It happens at the fourth center, the heart. That is why even in the ordinary world, people think love comes out of the heart. For them, it is just hearsay. They've heard it. They don't know it because they've never reached to their heart. But the mediator finally reaches the heart and has reached to the center of his being. The third center, suddenly an explosion of love and compassion and joy and blissfulness, has arisen with so much force that it opens the heart. The heart is just the middle of all your 7 centers. 3 centers below, 3 centers above. You've come to exactly the middle. So I do feel when we're saying that we've come to a point, sorry. Go ahead, get the door. It's fine, I'm watching you. Sorry. So I feel like you've come to the middle. So I feel like you're in the middle of that retrograde. We're in that middle point where we still see something for what it was, but we're moving forward, but we're finally looking at what it was, at what the thing was in the past, and how you shared and how you gave so much. And I think it's beautiful to have that energy and be in your heart, but I think it's time for us to move in another direction and give within and give to ourselves, give to the things that now matter, give to the new things that, you know, are important for you now, because those old things don't work anymore. And it's time to put that sharing and that self and that love in another direction. It doesn't mean forget about things, but the energy and everything you gave once to those things that you're reviewing in the retrograde, it's time to move it and put it in another direction. Bear with me 1 minute. I just hate pausing this because resetting it is a pain. Hey guys, I'll be out in a minute. You can play in the room, okay? I'm just gonna close my door. Sorry, my son has his friends over. And then the last card that we pulled here was a past lives, okay? And I could pause it and keep cutting the video, and I've done that before, but you know what? This is my life. This is what I do. My son is aware what I do. He knows full well all about it. And he knows that, you know, mommy's doing her thing that she likes right now, and he's doing his thing that he likes. So sorry if you don't like that. Bye. All right, so past lives. Then this card. So there's so many faces in here, and one of my favorite movies is Scrooged with Bill Murray, because I freaking love anything Bill Murray's in. And this always reminds me, like at the end when they see what is it, a ghost of Christmas Future or whatever, he's in the elevator and they pull it aside, there's all those faces, like, I don't know why, but I think of that, right? It's like all the many lives in spirit, and there's some happy faces, and there's some that are kind of disappointed, but there's all these different like errors, like times, right? To errors of like days that are way gone in Victorian times. This guy looks like a musketeer. Like there's a lot of past lives in here. I think we're delving into that now as we go through this retrograde, realizing everything that's happened is just another part of that story and almost feels like another past life. Because I always say sometimes I feel like a vampire, like I've lived a million different lifetimes within this life. So this is the hands of existence form the shape of the female genitals. Oh, I guess it does. If you look, I see lizards, but I guess they turn to hands above there too, right? So it's like the ovaries there. So it's like growth, right? It's the opening of the cosmic mother. Revealed within our many images, faces from other times. While it might be entertaining to fantasize about famous past lives, it is just a distraction. The real point is to see and understand the karmic patterns of our lives and their roots in an endless, repetitive cycle that traps us in our unconscious behavior. Wow, so that rings very true for why I feel like... Sorry, sometimes we do have to cut the tape. So it's stating that, you know, the two rainbow lizards on either side represent knowing and not knowing. They are the guardians of the unconscious, making sure that we are prepared for a vision that might otherwise be shattering. A glimpse into the eternity of our existence is a gift, and understanding the function of karma in our lives is not something that can be grasped at will. It's very difficult. This is a wake-up call. The events of your life are trying to show you a pattern as ancient as the journey of your own soul. So that makes so much sense. With retrograde, we are looking at things in our past, and we are looking at how they shaped our lives. And if you pull all these events in your past, or people or places or jobs or lovers or family members or friends that have been significant, the chances are they've all had something very much in common. And if that's a good thing in common, then we move forward and we appreciate that in retrograde, and we see what we've done, and we just do better with people that align with us like that. But if we look back in retrograde and see all of this and it's not good stuff and it's bad patterns, then I feel that it's definitely always time to break the cycle. And in retrograde, it's really kind of showing you that, right? So it says the child can become conscious only if in past lives he has meditated enough and created enough meditative energy to fight the darkness the death brings. One simply is lost in an oblivion, then suddenly finds a new womb and forgets completely about the old body. There is a discontinuity. The darkness, this unconsciousness, it creates the discontinuity. The East has been working hard to penetrate those barriers, and 10,000 years' work has not been in vain. Everybody can penetrate to the past life or many past lives, but for you, you have to go deeper into your meditation. For two reasons. Unless you go deeper, you cannot find the door to the other life. Secondly, you have to be deeper in meditation, because if you find the door of another life, a flood of events will come into the mind. It's hard enough to even carry one life. So I would definitely use this time when you're looking back, not to go back, but to see the lessons, see the people, see the situations, see the experiences, and move forward with the good parts of that, and be sure to change the bad parts. And I think it's a message for the collective as a whole, and I think these cards deeply resonate with that. The first one with the existence, the second one with the sharing in the reverse, but then those past lives. So take a look at what resonates for you. Take a look at what worked and what hasn't worked. But don't go back to old situations, because it's time to release. It's the things that, you know, really just didn't work, and move forward and know that you're in your power to do that, okay? So thank you guys. Please leave a comment, and look forward to doing more videos. Bye.